Hi, everyone. This is Building and Fire Board of Appeals General Meeting, and thank you for being here. Can I have the roll call, please?
Eric Kashishian,
Here.
John Tatulian, absent. Stephen Lee,
Here.
Ara Aharonian,
Yes.
Savin Hanessian.
Yes. Here.
Thank you.
Ready for item 2?
Please.
Report regarding posting of agenda. The agenda for this meeting will be posted on Thursday, April 11th, 2019 on the bulletin board outside City Hall and on the city's website.
Okay, thanks. And next item?
Ready for item 3?
Mm-hmm. Please.
Presentations and commendations.
Good evening, President, Mr. Board members.
Hello.
John Beer, the building official, and I would like to give you a little brief summary of what the department or division is doing for Building and Safety Month.
Mm-hmm.
We've had several outreach events that staff has attended leading up to Building and Safety Month. We've also had a meeting conducted a homeowners forum on April 10th. We discussed the earthquake bolt and brace, what citizens can do for ADUs, the basics of the permitting process, and we had a guest, Mary Contos, who was actually a homeowner who went through a remodel of her home. And all of her trials and travails dealing with contractors, the Contractors License Board, and her interactions with the city, she talked about that for all the people that attended. She was very complimentary of all of our staff. She said we saved her in many ways, and it was really nice to see that kind of... I could tell that they were just telling me to turn on my microphone.
Oh. Yeah, I can hear better now.
You can hear, but it wasn't going through, so I'll kind of start
You were
a little bit over.
Okay.
We're starting Building Safety Month. We had a very nice event on April 10th. The discussion, we had about 10 of the local residents show up that were interested in either ADUs or solar or bolt and brace or how the permit process works. We had to kick people out and didn't get to the full agenda because it was just a good discussion of everything. And going forward, we're going to look to have more events like that. Our big event coming up is on May 22nd, and it'll be out in the courtyard. And I now have Joseph Rodarty, the Permit Service Administrator, who's handling this, to give you a little summary of the activities that he has planned.
All right.
Is this on? Just want to make sure this is on. Okay, great.
It is on.
Good afternoon, board members, city staff, Fire Marshal Ragosa, Building Official Bear. I'm Joseph Rodarty, Administrator for the Building and Safety Division. Thank you for this opportunity to promote our upcoming event. The month of May, as Mr. Bear has said, is our National Building and Safety Month. When this was first nationally declared, it was done to recognize and pay tribute to those who ensure the safety and resilience of our nation's buildings and reaffirm our commitment to upholding and abiding by strong and effective building standards. We at the city believe that Building and Safety Month is not only an excellent opportunity for recognition, but an opportunity to educate the community of the agencies and partners that play an integral role in providing those services that ensure safe building design and construction. This is why over the last couple of years, we have incorporated our local and state partners into this celebration. This year's theme is No Code, No Confidence. We conducted 2 outreach events that have been created for this particular theme. Mr. Bear spoke about our housing forum that we held on the April 10th, which was very successful. And as he mentioned, we'll be going back to the drawing board to develop other ideas as far as possibly doing quarterly forums to engage and receive feedback from the community as to how the division's performing and what we can do to go ahead and further educate what they want to know about. The other event is our housing forum our May 22nd event, which I'm here to promote. It is our pleasure to extend to you an invitation to you and your family and to our community at large to the May 22nd event. The festivities will take place from 11:30 to 1:30 in the Perkins Plaza, and we look forward to seeing you there taking part. If you have any questions, I'm here to answer.
Yes, question. I don't know what is like no code, no confidence.
It's basically, each year, last year, it was community partners. So what we did is we tried to engage architects and other vendors and so forth to come out and kind of participate. Who are our community partners in that, and other agencies? This year, no code, no confidence. Each year they try to establish a theme. They're trying to establish the importance of the building code to build and making sure that your building is constructed in a certain fashion and in accordance with the regulations. So they want to make sure the importance of that specific code. So they try to give it with annually they try to change the themes around, and this year it happens to be no code, no confidence.
Mm. But when you're going to pull the permit or whatever they sell out, they provide, it's going to be as per code requirement.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, the inspectors.
Any material, anything as per code requirement.
Correct. So it'll go through any sort of permit that requires plan check. The plan checkers will go ahead and check and make sure that it's up to code. And the verification of those plans out in the field will be conducted by the inspectors themselves to make sure that they are followed as is.
Thank you.
Yeah, the phraseology of the theme comes from ICC, the International Code Council, and so they're to try to emphasize it nationwide. They try to come up with catchy themes, and that is the theme this year.
And it seems to have caught your attention. Just one other thing I'd like to add is there was an overwhelming response by the vendors that came from last year. So I just wanted to say, you know what, city staff has tried to put together the team that put this together. I can't take credit for it. There's a team behind me that's putting this, and they were able to do the outreach to this. And so it should be a highly successful event. And we're really looking forward to it, and we'd love to see all of you there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The next item on the presentation.
Yeah. Yes. Have our new fire marshal here.
Hello, my name's Jeff Ragusa, newly appointed fire marshal for the Glendale Fire Department. Thank you. Just wanted to take a quick moment. I wanted to let you know on some newer changes in staffing that's happened and occurred at our planning and new construction area, fire prevention, then also do a little plug like my partners here for a fire service day that is coming up for anybody who would like to attend. So as I mentioned, myself took over from Fire Marshal Marchant. When after he left, we had an interim assistant fire marshal, Doug Nichols, who is still with us and moved over to really oversee the environmental side as well as some plan check and new construction as well. The changes actually in planning and new construction, we have a new supervisor, Seta Demargian, with her now. We have Gabe Reza, who was there before, and we also we moved somebody else, Gavork Nazarian, who will be learning the counter portion of it. He is very familiar with new construction for the inspectors. So we have a staff of 3 now, full-time, in order to help serve the community. In addition to the changes that we have in our new construction and planning department, I wanted to mention we will also have a booth at the May 22nd event with building safety alongside of them. Very small portion of it, but we will have a table where we have at least 2 of our representatives there to answer questions and to try and support the event as well. On May 11th, which is a Saturday from 9 to 2, we have a fire service day. We have it every year. This year it happens to be on May 11th, which is a Saturday. Pancake breakfast from 9 to 12. We don't ask for money for that. There will be an opportunity to donate to a Quest Burn Foundation if you wish. And then we also have free tours. We have an antique fire apparatus there. Usually Glendale police come with their SWAT vehicle as well as their narcotics dog. We'll have a couple of demonstrations where we show extrication equipment and simulate vehicle extrication. We'll also have some climbing walls, and we'll have usually we have a couple different characters from neighboring businesses that provide photo opportunities for kids.
Excellent. Now, about this May 22nd event from 11:30 to 1:30, I mean, you mentioned that there was a pretty good turnout last year. Is that enough hours for 200,000 people?
We probably had 100 or so show up and go through the day. I do want to mention that lunch will be served. Lunch usually gets more people coming.
Oh, I see. Okay.
The vendors, we have our partners from different contract agencies that help us with plan review and inspection. We had ICC come. We had the local basin chapter come. Last year we presented scholarships to 2 students. This year we're doing similar events. It's just a really good time to bring people out, have them learn what we do. Our partners in fire are always there to support us, and we hope we're there to support them. So yeah, the main thing is when he said they had pancakes, I wanted to make sure that you knew we had food at ours also.
So is there going to be like a presentation from different groups or divisions or whatnot, or is a question and answer type something? I mean, I'm trying to understand what the residents expect when they show up to something like this. What do they take away?
Basically, there's booths, and each vendor has a booth where you can go speak to them directly. If you want information on the Contractor State License Board, you can meet those individuals there and ask them questions directly, and they have handouts. Our partners in Plan Check always have information on how to get into the profession. ICC was there promoting the profession. If anyone's interested in getting into the profession of building and safety through inspection or plan review or any other positions, we have our permit techs. This is a great time to come and learn about the profession. In fact, our efforts last year to get people into the profession through highlighting Building and Safety Month has been recognized by ICC, the International Code Council. And so we're way ahead of a lot of cities in trying to promote what we do, what our benefits are, and just get people involved. When Mary spoke at the homeowners forum, she really was, without knowing what she was going to say, she really emphasized that we are a resource for them, that if she would have known more about us, been in touch with us earlier, her projects would have gone a lot better. Mm-hmm. And so by having this open session where they could come and meet the staff, talk about questions, try to not be afraid of the process, that's the whole intent of having everyone out there on May 22nd.
That's great. Question. Anybody going to be from Contractor State License Board, is that?
Yes, the Contractor State License Board is sending a group. They have a tent or site in there, and they will have all their information, and you can get their cards or get what their process is.
Okay, that's good.
Mr. Chairman, I attended the one that they had last year on May 23rd as a commissioner, and I was really impressed the way it was organized. The mayor was there, city manager was there, and a lot of leaders and city staff were attending. It was very impressive, organized down at the Perkins Plaza.
And we appreciate everyone that came, everyone who's going to come and learn about what we do. We partner really well with the Los Angeles Basin chapter of ICC, which is a group with all the building officials from all the local jurisdictions. And we have tremendous support from them for our event. We're one of the unique jurisdictions that put on an event like this, and we're very proud of it. And like I said, last year it led to our staff being invited on telephone conferences with ICC about how to promote the profession because they were impressed with what Glendale was doing.
Yeah. I was there too, and I learned about the Simpson hardware, the construction. They did amazing stuff, you know. I didn't see like years ago.
Yeah. Simpson is one of our partners. It has shown up every year. They're a very interesting company because when you go to their site and learn about the history of their company, they go, we don't design products, we design systems that support buildings. And they have a very strong engineering portion, and they're really involved about getting products installed right to help the community.
Sounds like an interesting event. Looking forward to it. Thank you. And with that, we can move on to the next item.
Yes.
All right.
The last item, this is part of the triennial adoption of the next building code.
Yes.
Come January of 2020, the city of Glendale, like the rest of the state of California, will have a new building code. The California State Building Code will be published July 1st. And from that point until January 1st, it's a race for us to review the code, suggest amendments. The city's proposed amendments will come before you sometime in September before being adopted or recommended for adoption to the city council probably in November, so that with the 30-day grace period, they will be effective on January 1st. So we will have some minor changes in the administrative portion. There's some interesting things that we want to install, things like temporary construction fences, requiring them for jobs under construction so the sites are protected. We don't have that now, but we're looking to put that in. We're also looking to put in emergency management language so that we can partner with the local Chamber of Commerce so that when a big earthquake comes, we can direct people looking for engineers to them. So we will be presenting those to you as we go forward. But for the most part, we're trying to stay consistent with what the other local jurisdictions are doing so that the construction industry has some consistency. So, but I just wanted to inform you that that's going to be coming up. It's going to be one of your big tasks, and you will probably have several meetings on this.
Go ahead, please.
Mr. Baer, you said January 2020.
Yes.
It's book coming, new code. Now, I heard any building official, every city, they're going to look at it and then change it if there's things to be changed. Then they print the final print.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
The code adoption process has started long ago. The International Code Council and IAPMO and NFPA, the different code writing organizations, they published their code. For the building code, it was the International Building Code 2018. From that, the state of California reviews amendments. They will publish their results. They had hearings and everything. They're just in the process of editing it. It will be published July 1st. And at that point, it gets put on to the local building officials. If they want to adopt changes to the California State Code, they have 6 months to go through the process of adopting those. If they do not want any changes, they do not have to do anything. They just enforce the state code come January 1st.
Now, this is all entire California.
Yes.
And how about the national electric, that's separate, electric code?
All the codes, the National Electrical Code is 1 year off. So 2018 was for the plumbing code, the mechanical code, the building code, the residential code, all those kind of codes. 2017 was the last published electrical code. The state of California holds off on adopting it, so they adopt all of the codes at the same time. So even though it may, on the national code may be a year different, it's all effective come, the result of this is so that come January 1st, 2020, the entire state will have a new updated code version, including the energy code, including the green building code. And those are codes that are written strictly by the state departments.
And every city, they're going to follow that book, that code.
Yes.
Every city, no matter what, Beverly Hills, they said, this is not Los Angeles, we have a different code section.
The code section's the same. There may be some amendments that are different. City of Glendale has had an amendment in its code, every code since 1985, where we require all buildings, all new buildings, to be fire sprinklered. And so that's a code section that we will continue to adopt. There are some other ones that we actually partner with the other jurisdictions around Southern California so that we're consistent with them even on amendments. There's a few unique Glendale ones like the sprinklers, but we try to be consistent for the fact that we know the contractors and we know that owners, franchises, things like that, they work across city boundaries. And we're not trying to make life difficult for anybody. We're just trying to get compliance so that we have safe buildings.
Yeah, thank you.
So to clarify further, as Jan mentioned, the state code, which is the model code, and it's published July 1st, that's the same code for the entire state of California.
Yes.
And then the jurisdictions, every jurisdiction has 6 months basically to review that code, and if they have any amendments or anything to adopt, that's what they do. But if you were to compare, for instance, Glendale's codes to City of Burbank's or Pasadena's, they're going to be different because each one will have its own peculiar amendments. But the model code is the same. Thank you. Okay, shall we move on to the next item?
Ready for item number 4?
Number 4.
Approval of minutes.
Okay. Motion to,
I move to approve the motions as submitted.
I second.
thank you. Roll call, please.
Roll call. Chairman Kashishian,
Yes.
Board Member Tutulian, Board Member Lee,
Yes.
Board Member Aharonian,
Yes.
Board Member Hanessian.
Yes.
Ready for the next item?
The next item on the agenda is oral communication. Do we have any today? No? Oh, thank you. Okay. I suppose there is no old business?
Just read them.
Just,
Okay. Oral communications. Discussion is limited to items not a part of this agenda. Each speaker is limited to 5 minutes. The commission may question the speaker, but there will be no debate or decision.
thank you. And today we don't have any?
I'm sorry?
Today we don't have any oral communication, so
No.
just we can move on to the next item, please.
Number 6, for old business, we have none.
Okay, thank you.
Ready for the next item?
Yes, please.
For new business, today we have none.
Okay, thank you. And item number 8.
Number 8, reports, information only.
Okay.
We do not have any new ones.
Okay.
We're switching systems, and so the financials the documents are
Okay.
we're a little behind.
Okay, no problem. Is it still going to be monthly or quarterly or?
We produce the reports monthly, but we're just getting the information out of as we switched financial systems is a little more challenging.
Understood. Thank you. Well, any more discussions, any questions, any? Well, I suppose we can move on to adjournment.
I move to adjourn the meeting.
I second it.
And the meeting is so adjourned. Thank you.